Welcome to another episode of The Latest with Maya. Today, I am excited to have a conversation with actress Supriya Ganesh. Supriya currently stars as Dr. Samira Mohan in The Pit, which is one of my favorite shows. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to be talking with you.
I'm so excited to be here. Let's get into it. I'm so excited to be talking with you.
Thank you. Let's get started. The Pit is so good and so intense. Are the storylines challenging to film?
Yeah, absolutely. I One of the scenes that comes to mind is when the parents of the brain dead kid, the Bradleys, um, when the friend Jenna is apologizing to them, and me and Santos are kind of in the background and looking at that. I still remember filming it because I mean the cameras weren't on us; they were on the parents and Jenna, and then it would like turn to us. And the scene of Jenna apologizing to the parents was so heartbreaking every time to watch, and the actors who play the Bradleys were just so amazing at just being these heartbroken parents. And every time the camera would like then pan to us, Issa and I would just be like in tears. And, like, no reason for us to be like crying that much, like we're ER doctors, we're not supposed to be like that affected by this because we're so used to seeing it, if that makes any sense. Like of course there's room for emotion, but it was definitely a challenge to like not just be like streaming in tears several times throughout a lot of these scenes. Yeah, the storylines were challenging to film, but also, I mean, that's life. Like I think that's one of the things I love about the show, and it's one of the things that I'm sure you're relating to along with everyone else. Being in the hospital is really hard, and no one's really going there because things are going great, so yeah, I it was hard to film, but everything we did I felt was very realistic. So it always felt like we were holding space um for things people actually go through.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. The show is yeah, so realistic and it's one of the only medical shows I've seen that I can like fully relate to. Um and so yeah, it's always so hard to watch and also just I look forward to it every week. So
Yeah, I mean, to touch on that, I also have some experience with medicine. I was pre-med in college. And I actually almost went to medical school last year, which is kind of crazy. But to me, when I read the script, this was also the first medical show where I was like, oh, this makes sense. Like, I don't need to necessarily take my, underdeveloped doctor brain, but underdeveloped doctor brain out of this. Like, this is actually really realistic and the medicine's correct. And, um, I don't need to suspend my disbelief to play this scene. So even as someone who has some background in it, I noticed that immediately when I got the script for sure.
yeah. Yeah, so what do you do to leave the day behind when you're done filming?
That is a great question. I would say there's like a ritual of getting into character of like putting the props on, right? Putting the clothes on. And I also have like perfume that I like associate with the character that I usually wear when I'm like getting into it. And then when I'm getting out, like it's definitely I like the ritual of taking your props off, getting out of costume, taking my hair down, all of those things. And then I will always give myself like 10 minutes under a weighted blanket. Like 10 to 15 minutes just lying there catatonically. Because I still remember the first time we filmed a trauma scene, like one of those medical trauma scenes. I like my adrenaline was so high. I just remember thinking I have to figure out a way to deal with this. Otherwise, I'm just going to burn out by the end of the show. And so I would very frequently, sometimes even on lunch breaks, just be underneath this weighted blanket. So I didn't like freak out. And I have no idea how real ER doctors do it because I'm just an actor like on a TV show playing like make believe, like there aren't really life and death stakes. So I have no idea how they do it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I am watching this show. I am just I've always had so much respect for doctors and nurses, and watching this show, I just am like I have no idea how they can keep doing this after just like with the mass shooting episodes, like that those episodes, like I felt my anxiety getting higher watching it. And so I and then the last episode where they like clean up and have to keep going, I'm like I don't know how you like they could keep doing that, and I think it's just incredible.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the questions our show is trying to address, Like I think that is a very valid question. How are they doing this? How do ER doctors go and do this and then come back out and like lead a normal life? How do nurses do this, come back out and lead a normal life? I think that is one of the questions that's kind of being asked. Like, why is it set up this way to put so much stress on so many people? Um, so yeah, the answer to your question is I don't know. I don't know at all. Even playing this character, it's like I mean, not to ruin too much, but she does like something hits her like in the last episode. Like it's a little hard for her. And so and so I don't really know how anyone deals with just the amount of emotional trauma you have to deal with to have a job like this.
Yeah, yeah. So what is the greatest lesson you have learned from playing Dr. Mohan?
Oh, um, I think I think accepting the version of myself I would have been had I gone to medical school. I think that's like the biggest, I don't know if it's a lesson, but I think it's definitely accepting that part of myself. I almost went last year, but if I hadn't like pivoted and made this whole career shift in college, I probably would have gone. I guess what 2025, I probably would have gone like 6 years ago at this point. Um, and I probably wouldn't have taken a break. And I probably would have just been this workaholic that's like going, going, going a lot like Samira. And, I probably wouldn't have made as many friends as I have now and realized what my likes and dislikes are as I have now, or consumed as much art as I have now to develop myself as a person, right? And I think she's very interesting to me because she's a version of me that has not experienced any of that. Like she's just kept going. Like there's so many times where I'll be doing something during my day and then I'll sit back for a second and think, I don't think Samira would even like have this in her life. Like I love dressing up a lot. Like I love fashion, I love clothes. Like, I'm looking at like sunglasses that I have right now. I'm looking at this right now and I'm in and thinking, like, I don't know if she would have these sunglasses. Like, I don't know if she would have figured out like this is like a shape that works for her face. I don't know if she would have like the number of shoes that I have. And like I think it's easy to look at that and be like, oh, that's like a less evolved version of myself. But I don't think that's true. I think it's just like another life path that I could have gone down. And I'm just accepting who I would have been.
Oh wow. Yeah. So who has had the biggest impact on the person you have become?
Ooh, like ever or from the
Yeah.
show?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
That is a really good question. Honestly, it's probably a woman I don't know. Um, that sounds so crazy, but I remember being in New York City when I was like 12. I lived in India for most of my life, and my family would come to visit the US sometimes. And I remember I was in New York City and I saw this like incredibly chic older woman just like walking down the street in this amazing coat and like gloves. And I just remember like 12-year-old me was like, I don't know who she is, but I want to be that. I want to be that person. I'm gonna get there. So I think my whole life has just been me chasing like this idea of who I'm gonna be when I'm like 60. Because she just seems so awesome and so badass and so well traveled. And I mean, she was in New York, you know. So I was like, yeah, that person's who I want to be. Whoever she is, I hope she's happy.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, so what in your life brings you the most joy?
My cat. I love my cat. She's amazing. I could like spend the whole interview talking about her, but I won't because that's gonna be incredibly boring to everyone listening. But she's amazing. She's like a little calico. And fun fact, all calicos are female. Like all three colored cats are females because you need two X chromosomes to get three colors. If a calico is male, it's probably intersex or something else is going on. But yeah, isn't that a fun fact?
Yeah, that is. I never knew that.
Oh, now you know.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So what has been the biggest obstacle you've overcome?
I don't know if this is like something I've overcome necessarily because I'm absolutely still dealing with it. I think sometimes a lot of people want South Asian women to be packaged in a really specific way and they want them to be in certain specific roles and people tend to like perceive them a certain way, perceive us a certain way. And I think that's something I definitely struggle and deal with. A lot more so in the beginning of my career. I think before some people, I guess, noticed me and started giving me better opportunities. And I feel so lucky for everyone who's like supported me along the way to even like get to the next levels. But for the longest time, I mean, I could barely even get in the room for like a good meaty role on like a TV show. Like it would always be like really small one or two line supportings. And then the industry started changing a bit and I started getting more so, but even now it's like still tough, like it's very rare for me to actually be seriously considered for like the lead in a film. Or seriously be considered for certain parts because people will be like, oh, I don't know if an Indian woman makes sense in that role. And I mean, sometimes I can agree. There are times like I don't think me playing like a white supremacist makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I understand like when it logically makes sense, but there's other times where I feel frustrated because there's like no reason why a role would need to be not South Asian or what have you. So that's definitely something I struggle with. I don't know if I've like totally overcome it. I don't know if I ever will. But it's something that I think I continually have to deal with, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah, that does. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that.
I mean, it's fine. It's just kind of like the way the world works sometimes. And I want to change it. Like I want to change like how South Asian women are perceived. And I think there's so many amazing South Asian female artists out there that are also trying to change that. And I genuinely truly do believe like all of us together are like part of a wave of change. So I'm optimistic about the future.
Yeah. Um, so what motivates you even on days you aren't really feeling it?
Oh, that is a great question too. You have like such great questions. I feel very like exposed right now.
Thank
Um,
you.
This sounds so absurd, but a matcha, like a really good matcha latte and a pastry, like that gives me the will to keep going. If I could just get like a little bready treat and some matcha in me, I'll be like, okay, I can take on anything. Like come at me, world. Um, I mean it's not the most financially healthy habit because I'm always just buying myself like a matcha and a pastry when I get sad, uh but I mean, hey, it's what I need to get through the day, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
I mean, it was like a running joke on set. Like the PAs would sometimes call me like matcha queen because like I would so frequently just be seen with like this drink in my hand. Like yeah, right before we like get into a scene and they're like, "Oh, you're having one of those days again." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just so tired." I'm like, I haven't had any sleep because it's like I mean, it's hard to film a TV show, you know? But yeah, those matchas really got me through.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
You have a favorite drink that
Oh,
you get at like cafes and stuff?
yeah. I don't know. I go in phases where like I really like coffee and then I don't like the taste of it. So I go in like all these phases where I want to always get a coffee and then I don't want a coffee for a while.
I actually really feel that. I don't consistently like coffee either. That's why I've just like fully switched to like matcha, which I highly recommend. So much better.
Yeah. Well, I've never tried that, so I'll have to try that.
Oh my gosh, you absolutely should get a matcha latte with oat milk.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. I mean it gets me through the day, you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that recommendation. That sounds really good. Yeah. Yeah, my mom makes the best hot chocolate, so recently that's been my favorite.
Oh, yeah, that actually sounds really good.
Yeah. I mean, that's always my favorite, but like right now especially.
And it sounds like that's getting you through the day.
Yes, it does. Yeah, that's like a comfort thing for me. It just so whenever I can have some of uh, her hot chocolate, that always instantly makes my day better.
There we go. There we go. It's just one little beverage to another.
Yes. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I am pop culture obsessed, and I go. I mean, if you can't tell, and I go in stages of shows that I cannot stop watching. Is there a show that you are currently obsessed with?
Yeah. I've really been watching Adolescence on Netflix. I don't know if you've been watching it.
Yeah,
I think it's so good. I watched the latest episode and I mean it's so interesting. Like TV shows don't usually get to me. I think because I'm like around other people and the lights are generally on, you know. Like I cry a lot in like movies because like the lights are off and I can like privately just like have a moment, you know.
yeah,
But I watched like the latest episode, I think it was like four. And I won't say what it's about just so I don't want to be like spoilery, but I was like sobbing. It was so
yeah,
heartbreaking. And I think they're doing such a brilliant job of like showing all these characters and how their lives are affected by this traumatic incident. It's such an amazing show.
yeah. That show is incredible. I watched it all in like not even 2 days. So, yeah,
Yeah, so good.
yeah, it is. Yeah, recently I've been obsessed with a show called Mid-Century Modern on Hulu.
Mhm.
Um,
What's it about?
and it's with Matt Bomer, Nathan Lane, Nathan Lee Graham, and it's and Linda Lavin. And uh, a bunch of other people, and it's created by the guys who created Will and Grace, which is one of my all-time favorite shows.
Great show.
Yeah. Yeah, and so mid-century modern, I that also I watched it in again not even 2 days. And
I think
um
you're a little bit of a binger.
yes, I am.
Is our show's model a little hard for you to deal with, where you have to wait every week for a new episode?
It is, but I also really like that I look forward to it every week. And also I know if it came out all at once, I wouldn't be able to binge watch it because I think I need a little bit between episodes
That
to
is true. That is true. Same. One of my friends had this like psychotic idea where he was like, "Oh my gosh, you should just release it all in one go so we could really experience what a 15-hour shift is like." And I was like, "What is wrong with you?" Like,
yeah,
I feel like I would need to be under my weighted blanket forever.
yeah.
You know? Uh, so yeah, I totally hear you. The week by week, it can be frustrating to wait, but it's definitely probably for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I love having shows that I can just binge watch all at once, and then also having shows that I have to wait and I can look forward to every week. So,
Oh yeah.
mm,
Good balance. Balance is
yeah,
everything.
yes, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, but I highly recommend Mid-Century Modern. It's
Oh,
a very funny show.
is it like about interior design? Like,
No, it's about three friends who move in together in Palm Springs.
oh,
Um, yeah.
I mean, I guess that's where like it's coming from. Like it is like so many Palm Springs houses are designed in mid-century modern style. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was like trying to figure out where like the title came from. But that's cool. That sounds fun. I'll definitely watch it.
Oh, yeah. You'll have to let me know what you think. I think it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I love a good comedy, so
Yeah.
I probably will watch it right after this interview because I need to wind down. I've been like moving and I'm sure you can understand how stressful that is. And yeah, like I feel like comedies just help me like turn my brain off, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's always what like Will and Grace and Friends do for me, and now it's mid-century modern too. That just helps me turn off my brain. And I
Yeah.
have a few other shows that help with that.
Yeah, and then the pit's like, turn on your brain. Here is all this.
Yeah,
All
yeah. Yeah, the pit is more like a little bit can sometimes be anxiety inducing. So,
Yeah, I have a couple friends who can't watch. Some of them are in healthcare and they can't watch it. And they always are like, "I'm so sorry, I just can't watch it. Like I'll watch your scenes, but I can't watch the whole show." And I'm kind of like, "You know what? It's okay." Like like I think you're dealing with enough anxiety from your job. I don't think you need to relive that again.
yeah.
You
Yeah. Um, so if you had a warning label, what would yours say?
Oh, that's a great question. Probably warning very dramatic. I like if anything happens, I always have like the most extreme reaction I could possibly have to it. And I honestly wish I had that label. That is like such a good question. Like I wish I had that label so people aren't surprised when a minor inconvenience makes me feel like, oh, that is like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Wish I had that label.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that warning label.
What would yours say?
Um, I think I would have two. That one is prone to anxiety, don't overload. And then the other one is will obsessively talk about pop culture.
Oh, the second one's like fun. That shouldn't be a
Yeah.
warning.
Okay.
I love pop culture.
Yeah.
That's how people like connect with each other, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel you. I feel you. I maybe I should also add warning has anxiety. Don't overload
Yeah.
to my label list. Just we'll
Yeah.
just be covered in labels.
Yeah. We can be twins with that label.
Oh yeah, no, we'll be labeled twins. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so what is something people are always surprised to learn about you?
Think that I'm very clumsy, and this is something they're surprised to learn when they first meet me. I'm really good at hiding it. But then if you get to know me long enough, like you'll see me do something so uncoordinated that it genuinely sometimes feels like I need to like medically get checked out because there's no reason why I should continuously be like tripping over nothing or like dropping things for like no reason. I am so clumsy. I think Shabana, who's like a castmate on the show she plays Javati, she calls me diagnosably clumsy. It's just not something you'd initially pick up on if you like met me. Uh, like my other people on the cast always have a joke where they're like, "It's not a night out unless Supriya spilled a drink." So embarrassing.
I love that. Yeah. I'm clumsy too. I have no hand-eye coordination, so
I know it's so awful. I wish there was like a class or something and how to like
yeah.
be that way. If there was a class, I would have taken it. But yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah.
I had some friends sometimes who would like carry around first aid kits when they would hang out with me because it was so like I would frequently just like scrape my knees on like random stuff on New York sidewalks. It was a problem.
Yeah, I constantly have bruises on me that I have no idea where they came from. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I've been there, been there.
yeah. Yeah, my best friend was here visiting a few months ago, and I remember telling him for some reason that I have like zero reflexes. And so then, like, randomly one day he threw me something. I tried to catch it and I missed it. And he was like, "Oh, your reflexes are there. It's just your hand-eye coordination. That's not."
You're like, thanks. Thanks
Yeah,
for like pointing that out.
yeah,
Also that's on him.
yeah,
Why did you throw
yeah.
something at you when you were like I can't do it? Like you warned him, you
Yeah,
know? You did your
exactly.
job.
Thank you.
You did your job. Like, why is he like testing?
Yeah.
I need to have some words with your friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I was like, I told you I can't catch anything. So,
Right there with you. Right there with you. There's
yeah.
there's like a scene where we have to like catch things in the show. And when I tell you that was the most anxiety inducing thing for me to do, where I was like, okay, I can't drop this because like we're running low on time and we gotta get the shot. It's awful.
Yeah, that sounds so stressful.
Thank you, you get it.
Yes, I do.
Everyone was like, get it together, Supriya. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm really trying my best.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Yeah. Yeah. So, what subject could you give a TED Talk on that you're totally unqualified?
Anything Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
Anything Taylor Swift. I mean, I would say I'm unqualified. I'm probably pretty qualified. I know way too much about her and her music and her life. I'm like, I love everything she does.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I could absolutely give a TED talk on anything related to her.
I love that.
Yeah, I know. My honestly, I feel like my whole career is just trying to get to the goal of like her knowing my name and my face. And if that happens, I can like rest, then I'll be done.
Yeah. I totally get that. Yeah. Yeah. So do you have any irrational fears?
I I feel so exposed right now. I feel like people are going to listen to this interview and be like, she's crazy. So I moved to California to film the show. And I got my cat with me. And while I was living in California, at one point I was like coming back from Pilates, I was like walking on the road and I saw this coyote crossing the road. Like it fully like used a crosswalk and waited for the light to change and it crossed the road. Like I'm genuinely not making this up. It was so crazy. Like I was like, I'm in your neighborhood. Like I don't live here. I'm in your neighborhood. But I like got this irrational fear that a coyote was like gonna break in and like eat my cat. And so I was like moving around between different apartments, and every apartment I went to or like would live in, I would like always like check, not like checking to see if my cat could like escape, which feels like the more rational thing to check. Like I was checking to see if a coyote could like get in to eat her. It was like genuinely one of the most bizarre trains of thought I've ever had. Everyone was like, what are you doing? Like a coyote could, like, open a window from the outside. And I'd be like, I don't know. She looks like a really great snack. Like, what if it feels really motivated? I don't know. It was like, it was a very strange time. I think I just was dealing with a lot of change, and that was my brain's way of like dealing with it. I really do need that morning anxiety label.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a ton of irrational fears, so to me, I'm like, well, if you see a coyote that's like actually not just crossing the street but waiting for the light to change, then I feel like yes, it's irrational logically, but then if you think about it, you're like, well, if you don't add logic to it, it makes sense.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have you ever seen that tweet that's like, it always be two crazy girls telling each other exactly? I think that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, me too.
You're like, yeah, like a coyote could break it, Supriya. You're so right. And I'm like, thank you so much. Like, I actually really appreciate you validating me.
It's here to validate your fear.
Yeah, anxiety twins.
Yes. Yeah. I know I feel seen right now. So
Great. That's what I'm here to do.
yeah. Um, so do you have a go-to comfort show or movie that you turn on when you just need to escape and tune out the world?
Yes. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. For some reason, it was like the only thing my parents would let me and my brother watch when we were younger. And like we would like have this ritual of like ordering pizza and like watching this movie. And it definitely like formed my impression of like what New York City was like when I was like, I don't know, 8 and in India. So like I probably could like quote entire scenes from that movie. Yeah, that's definitely like a comfort movie that I watch from time to time.
Oh, love that. Yeah, I have so many that I just rotate between.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, there's so many. I think one of my go-tos, I mean, is always Will and Grace and Friends. Because
Love
I
that.
also quote those shows constantly. So those are two of my go-tos.
For sure. Yeah, definitely turn on Friends when I need a good laugh.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I was just watching Friends before this interview. So,
There we go. There we go. I
yeah.
mean, and I will probably watch Friends after this interview. Oh, wait, after Mid-Century Modern.
Yes. I can't wait to hear what you think of it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like such a good rec. I will definitely let you know.
Oh, yay. Yeah. Yeah, I think I love every episode, and my the second episode is one of my all-time favorites. So,
Okay, I will definitely let you know what I think about the second episode.
okay, yes, I can't wait to hear. Yeah. Um, Yeah, so I love inspiring and motivational quotes. And this week, the quotation that spoke to me is by Dane Thomas. And it's the world would be quite different if we spent a little more time listening and comprehending and a little less time judging the things we don't understand. Is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
That is a good question. Probably along similar lines, like change the things you can, accept the things you can't.
I like that.
Like I think sometimes I want to be able to like control everything. Like especially like I'm moving right now. I'm moving from New York to California and like there's so many things that are out of my control. I can do everything I possibly can to make sure it goes well, but like ultimately there's a lot of things that I can't do anything about. And it's been a lot of like breathing through like this stuff as we're going like, oh, I can't control this. It is fine. I don't need to, it's not the end of the world. I just can't control it. So yeah, that's probably what's been speaking to me. Um,
Oh, I love that one. I think that's a great quote.
yeah, definitely something I have trouble adhering to, but I do try my best.
Yeah, I love that. Um, well, that was my final question for you. Um, I have had the best time talking with you, so thank you so much for joining me. You've made my day.
Oh my gosh, I had such a good time talking with you. And thank you for validating my irrational, crazy fears. Like, actually,
Of
maybe
course.
I'm not irrational or crazy at all. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I have so much anxiety and so many irrational fears that my family always has to tell me that I'm being irrational. So, like, logically, I know that's irrational, but like to me, also it makes sense if the coyote was waiting to cross the street.
Thank you. And let me talk to your family. I will tell them Maya's allowed to be irrational sometimes and allowed to think crazy things. We're all a little
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Um, well, I just again, I so appreciate your taking the time to join me. So thank you so much. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope your move goes smoothly.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day too. And thank you for talking to me.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Um, and that's a wrap on today's edition of The Latest with Maya.